Old seagulls having a good fly around, and as always they do hunt more than birds of prey on the Royal Sandringham Estate killing fields, late Prince Philip's favourite hunting area. How do I know? A little birdie told me so. So another very interesting thing just to mention, again in the past, framed and detained, maximum security, solitary confinement, forced drugged. Put more bogus diagnoses on me than on any serial killer, paedophile, rapist, ripper, black wizard, terrorist, shooter, mass murderer. You could mention past or present. Again, completely forced drugged. They completely overdone the drugs, almost stopped my heart. But the dinner ladies did raise the alarm, not the doctors or the nurses. So they had to stop, and then I was able to escape. Well, I had initiated a tribunal to contest all their bogus diagnoses and get officially released. And Inspector Numbnuts Bunnan, Mr. Fix-It, Diss SS Police, Diss Mason Council, White Lodge, a local mafia, a local mob, wanted me detained indefinitely, claiming I was the big mad monster, psycho serial killer. I really don't think so. So I did go back for the tribunal, and fortunately for me, the chairman, the woman on his left, were both Christian, and they could see right through the 7 monster lies and the 7 bogus diagnoses also. The woman on the chairman's right, also very understanding at the tribunal. Johnny Holmes had been my psychiatric nurse, also really spoke up for me and said Johnny is nothing like this police have made him out to be. Again, they certainly want to fix me, bury me alive down the longest, deepest, darkest, blackest hole where all the monsters are. But no monster here, only the biggest monster con, monster bluff, monster gaff, epic fail. On the UK's Devil Island, no Sandringham serial killer, paedophile, rapist, ripper, black wizard, terrorist, dish shooter. Again, one big monster con. And the chairman, very nice gentleman, done me a very special letter. And in this letter, categorically stated I was no threat to myself or to any other person, which was totally contrary to the big black box serial killer frame Fix Assassination. And the chairman said take it to this police station, make sure they put it on their report. Again, that was totally contrary to what this police, this Mason Council, all their cronies, spies and informers, all full of mad monster lies and bogus diagnoses. Death threats, my ex-wife, Shay Fraternal, Florian Burston, big police council, Doctor Whom collaboration. And again, my first ever meeting with my GP was in a police cell that lasted less than a minute. All he said, that was my assessment. My first ever meeting with Mumbling Mary, Doctor Whom, lasted less than a minute. That was in a police cell at Diss SS police station. And all he said is, you can't stay here. He was slurring his words, and I even thought, did he drive down here? And apparently he was meant to have a drink problem at the time and was suspended because of his drink problem. But with Inspector Numbnuts Bunnan and Mr. Fix-It, Liar Liar Pants on Fire, Diss Mason Council, White Lodge, MEP, OBE, Lord Mupperhead McGregor, the Red Baron of Pullham, MP, Posty Mayor, all leaning on him to get me boxed up, locked up, disappeared. He signed my detention again into maximum security, solitary confinement. Kicked me down the longest, deepest, darkest, blackest hole in our first ever meeting, again in a police cell that lasted less than 1 minute. So I did take this letter that the chairman especially wrote for me, categorically stating I was no danger or threat to myself or to any other person. When I got to this police station, who should come out in full uniform? Inspector Numbnuts Bunnan, Mr. Fix-It, Liar Liar Pants on Fire. And again his face went as red as a traffic light. I was the last person he was expecting to see. So I said, right, I've got a letter here, can you make sure you put that on your file? He probably threw it into the bin. And again, Tony Wright, the inspector at Thetford, because I ended up in the Blue Lamp Hotel at Thetford Police Station. Tony Wright, another very nice gentleman, did bring in 2 detectives from Scotland Yard, not to investigate me, but to investigate Diss Police and Inspector Numbnuts Bunnan, Mr. Fixer, Liar Liar, Pants on Fire, and I had a good chat with Tony Wright, the inspector at Thetford, and I was also interviewed by 2 detectives from Scotland Yard. And then shortly after that, 5 police officers got moved out of Diss, and Inspector Numbnuts Bunnan, Mr. Fixer, Liar Liar, Pants on Fire, announced his retirement, whether that had any bearing with the 2 detectives from Scotland Yard. And again with Andrew Mitchell in Plebgate, the Channel 4 interview. Andrew Mitchell says in the Channel 4 interview concerning Plebgate, the most important thing to know concerning a police SS setup, stitch up, fit up, cover up, the most important thing to know is you cannot get out of it. Obviously he had a fighting chance being a cabinet minister, millions of taxpayers' money. Number 10, the cabinet, parliament. Obviously that was a big national fiasco. But a man off the street, not a framed fixed black cat in hell's chance. So I handed the letter to Inspector Numbnuts Bunnan, Mr. Fixit, Liar Liar, Pants on Fire at Diss Police Station. And later on, when the IPCC took up my case, even used the word framed, Mandy Liddon backed me 100%. Now Inspector Numbnuts Bunnan, Mr. Fixit, Liar Liar, Pants on Fire, claimed he had no knowledge of my detention, and that happened after he was retired. So 2 blatant lies from he really was Mr. Fixer, again raging in my face. We will fix you, Botwright, you're dealing with the wrong people. And that was him I handed the letter to at this police station in full uniform. So he certainly had every knowledge of it, and my detention did not happen after he retired, which again was a big blatant lie. And then I had got my notes from where I was framed and detained under the Data Protection Act, and there was a letter sent to where I was framed and detained, written by Peacock, signed by Inspector Numbnuts Bunnan, Mr. Fixer, Liar Liar, Pants on Fire. So again, he had every knowledge of my detention. He was Mr. Fixer, and my detention certainly did not happen after he retired. So I did send his wife a copy of the letter, because he did confront me on this marketplace when him and his wife was talking to a couple of their friends, and he came out with the same baloney that my detention happened after he retired and he had no knowledge of my detention. 2 blatant lies, and again that was never even investigated. So anyhow, girls are back, cancer support. So always the question, who is telling the truth and who is full of mad monster porcupine serial killer lies? And I can back my case up all the way through in black and white. I mean, they have burnt down many of my social media accounts, YouTube channels, TikTok accounts, videos full of the truth, the proof, the evidence and the facts. Freedom of speech and expression, freedom of choice and a peaceful protest of innocence. Because of who am I captured in the moment, the corrupt powers to be do not want you to know, do not want you to see. So, the truth versus the big monster lie. I have the truth, and guess who has the big monster lie? Africa, Diss, Norwich and Sandringham. Again, they want everyone to believe is true, but never the case. 39 on all accounts, and all to cover up a high royal blue crime, New Year's Day fine. September blue murder, certainly not mine. Anyhow, God bless, take care.